What's going on? It's your boy Malcolm. You're on Malcolm Talks. How y'all feeling? Y'all doing all right? Okay, cool. That's good, man. That's good. Hey, you start off every day, man. You make yourself feel good, brother, sister, whatever the case may be. We choose how we feel. So I want to start off today by talking about people's actions and how you really have to understand where people's actions come from. Now, I'm not a psychologist. I say this all the time. I'm just kind of like an OG in the game. Like, people call me Unc, basically. Like, I've seen a few things, so I can share it with you. One thing you have to realize is that when you see an action from somebody, like when somebody pop off and go off on somebody, or when they get smart with you or had a little smart remark. I know a lot of y'all that are in relationships, y'all deal with this. There's some people that they always got something smart to say, or they always doing something so quick where you just like, damn, why you do that? It's like these automatic reactions that get a lot of people into a lot of trouble, to be honest. And then you have other people that just don't react that way. They're a lot more calm, a lot more mild-mannered, and not so quick to just pop off. They have more control over their emotions. Well, first of all, when somebody instinctively does something like that, that's based on some type of brain chemical that has just took place in the brain. Something triggered them to do that thing. What people don't understand is there was something that happened 2 seconds before that thing happened. It was a chemical. Some type of chemical, a hormone or something. I don't know the technical terms for it. But something happened in the brain that made them do that. Now let's rewind a little bit, because we're talking about 2 seconds. Boom, that's when it happened. But let's go back maybe a minute. Let's rewind a minute. What took place in the last minute or two to put them in the place where they got triggered? So you got to go back sometimes. Maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe they didn't have their cup of coffee. Maybe somebody cut them off in line. Maybe their boyfriend or husband left the toilet seat up. Or maybe they got a text they didn't like, and now they see you and something happened. It just trigger them. They just go off, and you're like, wait a minute. That was way too much. You just doing way too much for such a small infraction. But that's why I say you have to go back. First, there was something to trigger it. A couple seconds right before it happened, something triggered. But then before that, there was something else that was going on, right? But then you got to go back even further than that. Let's go back the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks. Let's go back the last couple of months. Is there something that this person is dealing with in their overall life? Is the rent due and they don't know how they're going to pay it? Is the car broke down and they don't know how they're going to fix it? Is their child sick? What's going on? See, there's a lot of layers to this onion when somebody just snaps like that. Now, I'm not saying that, it is in any way justified or they get a pass or anything like that. I'm just saying you have to really look at these things and understand that it's a lot deeper than just that original action that took place. But you got to go back even farther than that. Because once you go back even farther than that, now you're talking about childhood. Is that person dealing with any childhood traumas that may have taken place? Right? Has that person been silently dealing with childhood traumas that they haven't gotten addressed yet? That's causing them to put them in certain mind spaces, right? That creates these emotions that then in turn create these chemical, hormonal, biological triggers that cause them to snap. Okay, now we got to keep rewinding. You got to keep going back, because now we're talking about genes. I want you to follow me. Is there something that's going on within this group of people? Is there a group dynamic happening right now where an entire group has been, shall we say, introduced or made susceptible to certain traumas that have spanned across generations, that has switched the genetic code so that when a situation comes up, something triggers, something fires, something happens in that person's brain that makes them react, or let's not say makes them react, makes them more likely to react in a certain way in a certain situation. It's the same thing as when an antelope sees a lion. When an antelope sees the lion, he knows it's time to get the hell on. I don't care if the antelope is 1 week old. Nobody told that antelope, run like hell if you see the lion. That antelope knows that based on thousands of years of genes. A lot of antelopes got ate. A lot of lions was chasing and devouring these antelopes and praying that they catch one. The antelope, it took him a while, but the antelope said, one day, antelope woke up, said, not today. I'm going to run like hell. And it got imprinted in the antilopian gene. There's an antilopian, yes, I made that up. There's an antilopian gene. It goes for wildebeest too. There's a gene that when they're babies, they run like hell. When they see a cheetah, they run. When they see a lion, they run. When they see a hyena, they jump and run. When the wildebeest sees an alligator, well, wildebeest are different. Wildebeest seem dumb as hell. Wildebeest are just wade across a lake. Alligator just jump out, snap his ass, and start barrel rolling his ass. And all of the other antelopes looking right at it. They just keep going. But maybe somewhere in their gene pool, it was like, you know what? It's best for us to just try to rush the alligator. And then maybe some of us will survive. If a few of y'all get ate, so be it. It's deep. It's real deep, man. You got to go back. You got to look at the genes, the genealogy, the past trauma, how you were raised, your parents, your childhood, your hormonal situation, what things are being triggered, what happened earlier that day to cause you to snap. And so I encourage you guys to just really read up on a lot of this stuff. Don't just accept the fact that sometimes I just got a bad attitude and I might just snap. No, don't accept that. Of course, you got to understand it for what it is, but you know, just try to research yourself. Try to understand why am I acting this way? Because it's only going to help you become a better person and get more out of life, or what you want out of life. Nobody wants to be around somebody that's snapping on everybody. No, nobody like that. And the other part about that is, yeah, you like to snap on people. You're going to run across the right one. Trust me. You'll run across the right one. You'll run across that one that ain't wrapped too tight, just like you. But this is Malcolm. You're on Malcolm Talks. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think, man. Like the video, subscribe, and I'm going to holler at you next time. Peace.